first, fast, accurate. With Jennifer Copeland and Rick Shutt. You're watching WSBT-22 News at 6.
An Elkhart teenager is still on the sex offender registry tonight after a judge deferred his appeal for more time to make a decision.
Now, Zach Anderson was sentenced to 90 days in prison and 25 years on the sex offender registry after having sex with a Michigan girl who lied about her age. WSBT-22's Zach Crenshaw was in the courtroom where Anderson appealed for a resentencing. He joins us now live outside the Niles courthouse. And Zach, the Anderson family is upset with today's decision.
Upset and disappointed, Rick, because they believe the judge is dragging out what has already been a lengthy appeals process. Today, the Anderson family and their attorney were hoping that Judge Dennis Wiley, the man who originally sentenced Zach, would grant their request for an appeal and a resentencing under a new judge. Instead, Judge Wiley said he needed time to consider the appeal and specifically review an old case that Anderson's attorney cited as precedent. The attorney argued that the 19-year-old Zach deserved a resentencing because the state prosecutor had violated their plea agreement by indirectly encouraging the judge not to grant a juvenile status that would have kept Anderson off the sex offender registry. The attorney says that when Anderson pled guilty months ago, he had the expectation that the prosecutor wouldn't oppose the juvenile exemption. Instead of a resentencing date like they had hoped, the Andersons were told to wait a while longer, something they say they've done long enough.
I mean, you know, we're patient people, but my goodness, I want my son's life back. I want him to be able to move on. They killed his college whole semester. They stripped that away. He lost all that money, and we're ready to move on.
Now, there's no specific timeline as to when Judge Wiley will make his decision. Anderson's attorney says he's hopeful it will come in the next week. If he's granted that resentencing, he'll go before a new randomly chosen Niles judge who will have Zach's fate in his hands. Until then, Zach's going to continue living under very strict sex offender laws. He's not allowed to live at home because it's in a certain distance from a public park, and he's not allowed to have a smartphone or a computer, something that was very important to the computer science major who now is no longer enrolled in college. Reporting outside the Niles courthouse, Zach Crenshaw, WSBT 22 News.